My name is Gary Clemick, and I'm about to give you a presentation on healthcare manager training. How to become an effective healthcare manager. This presentation will focus on how you can become a better manager and to help the organization meet its goals, and most importantly, lead a diverse team. So what's in this presentation? This presentation will cover the 5 major functions of management and 3 different management styles. The presentation is important because as new managers, understanding the management functions and styles will help you become a better leader and meet organizational goals. In this presentation, we will cover planning, organizing, staffing, leading, controlling, directing, delegating, and discussing. So let's start the presentation off with the first 5 functions of management. And those are planning, organizing, staffing, leading, and controlling. So what does planning mean? Planning means to decide on how you are executing a plan for the coming days, weeks, months, and even years. An example of planning would be how to increase patient satisfaction and the resources needed to attain the set target goals. Organizing. In management, this term refers to the design of the organization. You will need to make sure that you have put in place the proper structure and controls of resources and management and authority to achieve these results. An example of this is to make sure you have the proper management structure in place based on the organization's strategy, making sure that you have assigned the right tasks to the right person or groups. Staffing refers to the management function of human resource. Examples would be looking at what is needed to perform the daily functions over the organization. This means the hiring of staffing and training recommendations. Leading. This means to lead or direct a group or area. An example of this would be leading an area group to meet daily department goals or organizational goals. This could be leading the office staff to start digitizing medical records in the office and to have an X amount completed by the end of the second business quarter. So those are some of the things that you would have to lead to help achieve a goal. So controlling. Controlling is making sure that outcomes and planned goals are being met, and if not, the adjustments are made to meet these goals or objectives. An example of controlling would be patient wait times in the office and making sure that the office is scheduling patient visits to meet the provider demands. If patients are sitting in the waiting room for long periods of time, that can lead to frustration for the patient and could make the provider rush to see patients. So those are the 5 functions of management. So let's look at the different management styles, and we have 3 examples of 3 different management styles, which are directing, delegating, and discussing. So let's start with the first one with directing. Directing is basically how it sounds. You're directing an outcome, or a person or a group of people. This is more than likely your staff or direct reports. But being able to direct is important, and there's some weaknesses and strengths to being able to direct successfully. One weakness is not being able to communicate in an effective manner, where instructions do not come across clear and easy to understand. So if someone can't understand you speaking the set of directions to your employers, to the group, that can cause confusion and maybe not get the results that you were looking for. Writing down the instructions with verbal instructions is important. So being able to write down your instructions in a detail so someone can understand them is very important as well. One strength of effective directing style is making sure to recognize employees when a goal is met. This goes a long way to letting your employees know they are valued outside from just receiving a paycheck. A scenario that would use this type of management style would be instructing employees to work on a project with an end goal and date to meet. If employees meet the goal and deadline, you would want to recognize success with a pizza party or a dinner night out. Some organizations do gift cards. So recognizing employees for a job well done, this goes a long way. Delegating, which is another management style. With the delegating management style, you're giving instructions to employees to work on assignments in a group setting or as individuals. This type of style also helps employees learning through empowerment. A strength of this management style would be to have good communication skills. If you're not able to communicate to your staff what needs to be accomplished, it will be hard for end goals to be met. So again, it comes down to being able to communicate effectively, so your staff understands you and knows what direction they need to go in and what steps need to be taken to accomplish the goals that you have given them. If you're not able to communicate to your staff what needs to be accomplished, it will be hard for goals to be met. A weakness with this style would be to micromanage and not give your staff the opportunity to learn through mistakes to achieve desired results. An example of this style is giving your staff a direction to come up with a plan to reduce the number of billing hours by 50% by the end of the month. With this scenario, you are letting the employees know that they know there is an issue, and you letting them find the issue on their own and to correct it. So with that style of delegating is you're letting your employees know that you have a desired result that you need met, but you're letting them work through the problem on their own and coming up with solutions to figure out what the problem might be, and letting them stumble upon mistakes to get to that end result, and hopefully that they're learning as they go along, getting to that end result for you, things they didn't know. So it helps them gather their learning strengths or business strengths, as well as learning different things about the business, and the end result helps the organization. So the last thing we'll talk about for management style is discussing. This management style is about talking through the issue with your staff that management has identified. This means that management has asked the staff to be part of a team to help them identify the issues with a series of questions, and to be part of the team that corrects the underlying issue. With this type of management style, one person will be responsible for asking the questions and guiding the problems to resolution, which would be most likely the manager. A potential weakness with this style is that the management is not able to keep the discussion. The manager is not able to keep the discussion on topic, and the group is lost on what the real issue is at hand. A strength for this management style would be to have a good project management skills. So basically, if you can't, if the manager is weak in holding the team meeting to discuss the issue and to field questions, and the group starts to digress, and the manager is not able to bring the team back on task to what the discussion was really meant to be about, you're never going to get anywhere. So you're going to have a manager that's great at prioritizing and keeping the team on task to what the discussion is really about. A strength for this management style would be to have good project management skills, just like I talked about. A scenario would be to use the style of management to help identify why patient wait times are still above the threshold set by the front office. So basically, you're going to come together as a group. You're going to identify the issue, and this issue I gave an example was why the patient wait times are still above where the target percentage that the office had agreed upon, and you're going to start listening to questions and answers from among the group to actually come to a resolution or to help guide in the direction of where the issue might be. So that's the end of my presentation. Again, this presentation covered the 5 functions of management and their definitions and how they could be applied in the workplace. And we also talked about 3 different management styles and their strengths and weaknesses, and how these styles can be applied in the workplace. I thank you for very much listening to my presentation, And if you have any questions, please feel free to email me. Thank you.